in the vibrant city of Santiago, Chile, resides Amanda, the kind of woman whose reflection in the mirror probably says, "You're welcome." She's not just a pretty face. Oh no, she works at an architectural firm, proving that beauty and brains can coexist, at least until the chaos begins. One fine afternoon, Amanda decides to grace her boyfriend Pablo with the privilege of attending Fernanda's birthday party. Little does she know, Pablo is busy honing his feline skills in Fernanda's bedroom. Yes, you heard it right. He's cosplaying as a kitten. Now, that's dedication to the art of deception. In the midst of Amanda's excitement, she decides to give Pablo a ring. Unbeknownst to her, he's engaged in some meowing and moaning activities with Fernanda. Talk about multitasking. Of course, Amanda overhears this peculiar symphony and wastes no time. Shotgun in hand, she storms into Fernanda's house faster than you can say relationship drama. Upon catching the dynamic duo in the act, Pablo comes up with the brilliant excuse that he was kidnapped. Smooth. Pablo. Real smooth. Amanda, however, is no fool. The shotgun makes its debut, and let's just say, Pablo's future as a cheater is officially neutered. Fast forward to Amanda sitting in a psychiatrist's office, discussing her anger management issues. Does she show remorse for her impromptu marksmanship? Absolutely not. In fact, she's pretty confident she'd do it all over again. The psychiatrist, on the other hand, thinks Amanda needs a bit of confinement therapy. Suddenly, Amanda has an epiphany. She might want to pretend to feel sorry about her shotgun shenanigans to avoid being locked up. The doctor buys it, and she's back on the loose, presumably with a less itchy trigger finger. Now, the whole escapade has become public knowledge, reaching both the police and Amanda's workplace. Amanda, ever the enthusiast for explaining her life choices, tells her boss about being betrayed by her two-timing loved ones. The boss, in a shocking twist of logic, decides to fire her. Guess the sympathy card didn't work this time. Fed up with Santiago, Amanda decides to pack her bags and head to Valparaiso. Her brother's empty house awaits her, and she's optimistic about finding a decent job. However, she's not optimistic about the prospect of dating. Can you blame her? But lo and behold, Amanda can't catch a break. Even in a new city, men can't resist the allure of her unattainable beauty. Seeking solace, she turns to the church, where she befriends the pastor. Because, obviously, pastors are renowned for giving great relationship advice. Determined to escape her irresistibility, Amanda concocts a genius plan. She transforms herself into an unrecognizable version of herself with a fat bodysuit, ugly dentures, and prosthetic makeup. Now, she's the epitome of plainness, ready for a job interview in an architectural firm. At the interview, Amanda, now incognito, spins a yarn about a fictional husband and two sons. Max, her potential boss, buys into the fabricated narrative without batting an eye. Apparently, Amanda's imaginary family makes her a more suitable candidate. Finally, Amanda feels validated not for her looks, but for her apparent fictional domestic bliss. So, after the grand entrance into her new job, Max decides it's time for Amanda's initiation, meeting the team. And what a team it is. First up, we have Juan, the guy with a fuller plate than a Thanksgiving dinner. He's got a job, 3 kids, and is apparently on a quest for a master's degree. Because, his life wasn't complicated enough. Next on the list is Karen, the office's resident hotshot. Not because of her work prowess, but because she's got a face that launches 1,000 "I wish I could get away with that" stares. She does the least work but is adored by everyone because beauty is obviously a job requirement. Then, brace yourself for Marcelo, the Casanova of the architectural world. His daily routine consists of judging people based on their looks and bringing home a different woman every night. Classy Marcelo, very classy. Amanda, being the master of subtlety, figures him out instantly. And in her mind, she quietly curses his shallow existence. Little do they know, they're in for a destined collision of personalities. Now, picture a boardroom meeting straight out of a sitcom. Amanda gets acquainted with a Telmex building that's been jazzed up by their company. But surprise, the internet's throwing a tantrum and no one knows why. Amanda, with her magical VP1 service detector, jumps in, ready to save the day. Karen, however, is not having it. She thinks Amanda's involvement will only complicate things because, let's face it, Amanda's the new kid on the block. Max, the wise leader, disagrees with Karen's expert opinion. Amanda gets the green light, and Karen gets the boot. Cue Karen's instant disdain for Amanda. Now, Amanda's stuck with Marcelo and Juan as her sidekicks to solve the mystery of the rebellious internet. The trio heads to the building's terrace, where Amanda dives headfirst into work, while Marcelo starts sharing his greatest hits from the bedroom with Juan. Professional, right? As Amanda uncovers the interference, Marcelo and Juan continue their bro banter while she's trying to figure out the problem. The revelation? The interference is coming from the railway station. Brilliant deduction, Sherlock Amanda. Amanda and Marcelo check the water channel, while Juan stays to watch when the train leaves. Marcelo stays outside to keep an eye on how often the train departs, leaving Amanda to go into the channels by herself. But wait, there's more. Amanda, in a classic sitcom move, gets stuck in the water channels. What's her solution? Take off the fat suit, of course. Just as she's in the middle of her unintentional striptease, her walkie-talkie decides it's had enough of this soap opera. Marcelo comes to check on her, and Amanda pulls the "I'm saving my clothes" card. Lucky for her, Marcelo buys it and leaves, sparing us all from an awkward water channel wardrobe malfunction. After a day of water channel escapades, the trio hits the pub. But Marcelo can't resist another round of inappropriate jokes, making Juan bail early for a study session. Left alone, Amanda decides to confront Marcelo about his shallowness. Marcelo, in his infinite wisdom, proudly declares that children and marriage are the grand finale of life's exciting show. Ah, the optimism. Amanda, on the other hand, feels a twinge of pity for this man who's destined to miss out on real friendship and love. You know, the kind that lasts longer than a one-night stand. Marcelo, however, remains committed to his dream girl's body description, blissfully unaware that Amanda's eyes are rolling into another dimension. Even in the sanctity of her home, Amanda can't escape Marcelo's dream girl fantasies. She sheds the fat suit and wig, only to realize she's a spitting image of Marcelo's dream girl, and thus begins Amanda's quest to school Marcelo in the art of humility. Our undercover heroine decides to hit the club once more, this time ditching the disguise and embracing her real self. When Marcelo lays eyes on her, he's instantly smitten, probably thinking how to get in her pants. Throughout the night, Amanda plays a little game of cat and mouse, leaving Marcelo more confused than a chameleon in a bag of Skittles. In the end, she promises to meet him the next day, leaving him hanging like a spider on a web. The next day, Amanda confesses her caper to the pastor, who predicts an imminent regret storm for our heroine. But Amanda, with the determination of a cat chasing a laser pointer, is dead set on teaching Marcelo a lesson. Back in the office, Marcelo struts around bragging about his hot club encounter, blissfully unaware that Amanda is the puppet master pulling the strings. Oh, the drama. Amanda, with a Mona Lisa smile, listens to his fabricated tales, knowing they're as real as a unicorn riding a rainbow. Marcelo's excitement hits its peak as he eagerly awaits Amanda's arrival at the club. But alas, after an hour of staring at his phone, she texts him the ultimate curveball. She won't be making an appearance. The same charade repeats the next day, leaving Marcelo's ego deflated like a balloon after a kid's birthday party. In a desperate attempt to save face, Marcelo suggests they meet at his place the following day. His anticipation builds, but Amanda has other plans. She's having a delightful playdate with her non-existent children. Oh, the tangled web we weave. The grand reveal happens at the office when Amanda brings in two adorable kids, whom she borrowed from the pastor's friends. Shockingly, Marcelo, the proclaimed child hater, finds himself playing with the youngest one. He cue Amanda's internal mic drop as she realizes Marcelo's hatred for children was just a facade. Meanwhile, Karen, the office detective, is burning in the flames of jealousy as she spies on Amanda and Marcelo's blossoming friendship. At night, Amanda goes to Marcelo's house for their second date. This time, Marcelo acts differently. Instead of just flirting, he makes more effort to understand her. Eventually, they go to his bed and start kissing. But alas, their romantic escapade takes an unexpected turn when little Marcelo decides to take a nap instead of joining the party. Ah, the trials and tribulations of romantic endeavors. In the following scene, Marcelo is telling Amanda everything that happened. In a stroke of genius, Amanda suggests that perhaps Marcelo should try a bit harder. Not in the bedroom, mind you, but in the kitchen. So, off they go to his place to cook together. It's a groundbreaking moment. The first time Marcelo has a female friend at his house. Oh, the novelty. They talk, eat, and Amanda drops a truth bomb. Marcelo's afraid of commitment. And just when you thought it couldn't get more bizarre, he leans in for a kiss. Classic Marcelo, apologizing right after. But sparks are undeniable. Cut to Marcelo spilling his romantic beans to Max, the office oracle. Max, in his infinite wisdom, asks Marcelo to close his eyes and think of a woman. The revelation? Marcelo doesn't say who he saw but knows that the girl is the love of his life. The third date arrives and Marcelo pulls out the big guns. He declares his love for Amanda. Spoiler alert. Amanda sees through the charade and decides to take matters into her own hands. She makes him put on women's clothes and ties his hands to the bed. But, unlike what he thought would happen, she takes out a knife and starts to cut his stomach. A few hours later, the police come and they release Marcelo. The police later reveal that the blood is faker than a Hollywood smile, and the woman only wanted to frighten Marcelo. Marcelo's humiliation hits the TV screens, and Amanda thinks she's accomplished her mission. Little does she know, her heart might be pulling the strings behind the scenes. In a classic turn of events, Amanda confides in the pastor, who drops the bomb. She's in love with Marcelo. Meanwhile, Marcelo, claiming to have seen the light, decides it's time for a change. Enter Karen, the next chapter in Marcelo's quest for true love. That night, he comes to Amanda's house drunk. She talks to him through the door and learns that he proposed to Karen and is getting married this week. Marcelo confesses he's in love with Amanda, even though she's not his usual type and is already married. He knows they can't be together, so he's marrying Karen. Both of them cry, and they part ways without saying anything else, and the scene fades into the day of Marcelo's wedding. Outside the church, Amanda tries to spill the beans but decides against it. They share a poignant hug, and the priest, in all his oblivious glory, asks Marcelo the million-dollar question. Suddenly, Amanda sneezes and the fake dentures fall off her mouth. Marcelo takes her wig off, finally realizing the truth. Cut to a few years later, Amanda and Marcelo are married with 3 children, and a 4th one on the way. Ah, the sweet symphony of deception and true love. Who knew that fake dentures and wig-wearing would be the recipe for a blissful family life? And so, our tale concludes with Amanda and Marcelo living happily ever after in their sitcom-worthy love story. Because let's face it, love is a complicated script, and Marcelo's the star of the show.